Good morning. For the record, my name is Tanya Fernandez-Anderson, District 7 City Councilor. I am the chair of the Boston City Council Committee on Ways and Means. This working session is being recorded. This working session, it will be posted to the Boston City Council YouTube page and will be rebroadcasted on Xfinity Channel 8, RCN Channel 82, Fios Channel 964. The Council's budget review process will encompass a series of public hearings which began in April and running through June. We strongly encourage residents to take a moment to engage in this process by giving testimony for the record. If you would like to submit a testimony following this working session, you can email written comments to the committee at ccc.wm@boston.gov. For more information on the City Council budget process and how to testify at any of the upcoming hearings, please visit the City Council's budget website at boston.gov/council-budget. Today's working session is on dockets 0760 to 0762, orders for the FY24 operating budget, including annual appropriations for departmental operations for the school department and for other post-employment benefits, OPEB. Docket 0763, 0765 to 0766, orders for capital fund transfer appropriations. Docket 0764, 0767 to 0768, orders for the capital budget, including loan orders and lease purchase agreements. Our focus area for this working session will be to discuss proposed amendments to the FY24 budget. I'm joined by my colleagues, Councilor President Ed Flynn, District 2, Councilor Gabriela Coletta, District 1. So for our format, I will just go directly to my council colleagues. Feel free to give opening statements, and we'll begin to discuss your amendments as you've proposed them. And if they seem to be a duplicate or similar to ideas that have already been proposed, I will identify those proposals and from which councilor it came from, and if you'd like to add your name to those ideas, I'm happy to do that. We've also been joined by a council colleague, Brian Worrell, District 4. I will not be removing any amendments. If they're duplicates, again, I'll just combine them together or consolidate them, but I will not refuse anyone an opportunity. So I will propose everything on the floor. Reason being, if you feel that you have to make a last-minute amendment to the proposal on the floor, I think that it will not allow councilors to properly discuss your ideas. Even if you are doing that, it's going to be a long report. So my recommendation is that you offer your amendments here today, and we consolidate them as a body, and that I, the chair, present them on the floor, and hopefully that we are successful in our votes. I can begin with, by order of arrival, Council President Flynn. I'm going to, Council President Flynn, I took notes to prior ideas that you had offered, but I didn't get a form from your office. But happy to just confirm that list with you today of what your amendments are.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And thank you for the important work you're doing, and thank you to our dedicated central staff team as well. Yeah, I offered one amendment, Madam Chair. I know it's not on this matrix. I'm still doing a little bit of final work on it with my staff. Is it okay if I maybe get that to you by the end of the day?
Yes, there was, the deadline was this last week, and then I asked that folks finalize it by this Monday. But happy to take any type of adjustments or additions. I will not be able to add anything to a report by probably this week, the end of this week. So whatever any of counselors want to add, I'm happy to take them by the end of Friday. But after that, I'm not going to be able to add anything else.
Okay, thank you, Madam Chair, and I'm just finalizing it now. I know my staff is doing a little bit of research on the amendment, so I'll stay in contact with you and with your team. So thank you for giving me the opportunity, Madam Chair.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Council President Flynn. Councilor Coletta?
Thank you, Madam Chair. So you want us to just go through our amendments and talk through them?
Yes, I want you to go through the list every single amendment, and I'm hoping that we are finalizing where the source of where you're reducing and where the funds are going.
Okay.
The previous working sessions, I know that you had an opportunity to work with Karishma. I don't know if you, yeah?
Yep.
Great. All right, so yeah, if we can finalize the list, it'll be great.
Awesome. And thank you to Karishma for assisting our office. It was very enlightening and helpful. So just going through my amendments and through additional conversations with the administration, there are some, especially when it comes to personnel, there are some opportunities to take different avenues, I guess, is the way that I'll frame it, to fund these positions. And so I might have some changes, but generally the amendments that I've put forth are top priorities and very specific to my district. The first of which being adding 2 more sets of translation set equipments through the Language and Communications Office. This is an integral part of community meetings in my district, especially in East Boston. And they've been really, really helpful to us in just providing that set of equipment. Sometimes there is a shortage, and so we're just trying to overcome that. And we did learn through one of the hearings that one set is about $15,000, and so that's why the budget item is there at $30,000 and pulling from public facilities over time. The second one is programming in the North End, Charlestown, and East Boston through BCYF. This is to help with additional summer programming for our youth in particular. So I don't know if we had put specifically that it's for the youth, but that's what I'm hoping for. Staffing and street work, street repair. This is one of those personnel light items that I'm trying to work with the administration on, but $300,000 to help expand staff capacity. I'm particularly thinking of the bricklayers in Public Works. We should have about 12 of them citywide. We only have 4 right now. And a lot of this has to do with collective bargaining and trying to get the salaries up. People are just being able to get paid more through the bricklayers union, and so these jobs are not ideal. And so we're trying to up that level of funding on that line item.
Sorry, did you list the amount?
So it's going to be $300,000. And this is another question that I had, because in the Public Works hearing, they said that the snow and winter management through snow removal was already allocated, or it was put into the general fund. That was not something that I was clear on. I don't know if you have any answer for that or clarity from them.
I know that there's a special appropriation that is set aside with the administration for snow removal. So I was unclear too as to what they meant in terms of it was already included, because we did see that there was I think it was something like $15 million set aside, and not all of it was being spent.
Right. Okay, so we're still waiting on an answer from them on that? Okay.
No, that is the answer, that there is special appropriation set aside. and that once it's used from whatever they have in their department, that they go into this other, I guess, pot of funds. And that, yes, it's true what you were saying, that not all of it was spent.
Okay, do we have an exact number?
Karishma, did we, please, thank you.
Thank you so much, Chair. 2 FTE Hokies, if I can put them in East Boston, I would love that, and that's in the amount of $70,000 coming from that snow removal fund. Digitation of parking regulations. During the last hearing, and I apologize, I put this amendment in before the hearing, but it sounds like they're already doing this and already have a contract. So this $250,000, I might need to either pull or put into a different line item.
Can I strike this idea then?
Yeah. I would like to still keep that $250,000 that I
Understood.
asked for. Upgrading the COBUX system. This is going directly to do it to help modernize our internal permitting system so that we could see exactly what's happening in real time and would ultimately help quality of life of residents. And so we put that line item at $250,000. 2 FTE parking enforcement officers in East Boston. This would be an intra-departmental pull. And we put that line item at $100,000. Through Women's Advancement, funding for menstrual product vending machines across the city of Boston. And that's at $20,000.
Do you have an idea of cost per machine and how many machines?
Yeah, so for vending machines through the hearing that we had, so 20,000 would get us 4, so it's going to be $5,000 per vending machine.
Okay. I'm not to question your idea, but just for clarification on record, if someone wanted to add more funds, because it did sound like 4 machines wasn't enough for across Boston.
In conversation with Alex, this pilot program, they wanted 4. They only wanted to start with 4.
And did they identify where it was going to go?
Yeah, largely in areas where CVS and Walgreens have closed. So Rosendale, High Park, Mattapan. I know that there was talk of putting one in East Boston and Central Square, too. But I can get exact locations for future conversations if you'd like, Chair.
Please. Okay, thank you. I just really like the idea, and I know that Walgreens was closed. You mentioned Mattapan, but Roxbury as well.
Roxbury, yep. Great.
Thank you.
Okay, and then I forget exactly where I was. 2 FTEs for inspectors for rat mitigation. I know that this is something that Council President Flynn and Councilor Flaherty have also put in as budget amendments, or maybe just Councilor Flaherty, so maybe we can consolidate that into one item.
Pardon. Councilor Flynn, were you advocating for just 2? Were there additions to that? Did you feel like that number was appropriate, or did you think that more money?
I think, yeah, thank you, Madam Chair. I think the severity of the challenges we have on pest control across the city in every neighborhood would almost demand us to provide the funding, whatever that would be, but 2 would be on the very low end. But I think it needs a major financial commitment if we are serious about pest control throughout the city of Boston.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Another note is just that Councilor Flaherty had put in 2 full-time employees at $120,000. I have $100,000 here, so we might have to just work through that discrepancy.
Do we know how much, recommended 25,000 for BFD. Do we know, do we know how much they're paid, each FTE?
From our research, it was between 50 and 60,000. So we're there, but I think going to the higher end is something that I would be more comfortable with, just to pay people what they deserve.
Okay, thank you. We'll do the math.
Great. Expanding the tree canopy, just another $50,000 to plant more trees.
Got it.
Immigrants Lead Boston program, another $100,000. The additional $100,000 will help 20 more individuals go through this program. And I'm pulling that from the Office of Tourism and Contracted Services.
Okay,
And then my last amendment is small business technical assistance. So this was coming out of the conversations of contaminated drinks. This $50,000 would help restaurants install cameras in their bars and in other areas of the restaurant. And I'm pulling that from Do It.
okay,
And that's it for me, Madam Chair.
thank you.
Thank you.
I'd like to acknowledge that Councilor Lara and Councilor Braden has joined us. Councilor Worrell, you're next on the list.
Thank you, Madam Chair. One of my first amendments is technical assistance for civics, grants to help support our civic associations, whether it's for flyers, mail subscribers, and we have that going to civic organizing, and $100,000 is the request amount, and we'll be decreasing auditing.
Not workforce development. You want to go to civic engagement in ONS office?
Civic organizing, is that, yes, no one else.
Okay. Do you see that? Huh? It's what? Thank you. Councilor Rowell, is it okay if I read it out because there's a certain, it's sort of like not in the order that you're reading it?
Okay, that's fine.
If I read it and then you confirm,
Perfect.
you can give me the details?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So H-Strong senior transportation vouchers.
Yes, that's, I have to catch up. Yep, 400,000.
Contractual to H-Strong from,
So this is the recommendation. I know there's a conversation about where we could do intra or interdepartmental moves. So this is just advocacy that we should do $400,000 in transportation vouchers for our seniors.
got it. H-Strong evening drivers, same,
Same,
but 200.
yes.
And tuition assistance for BPS students.
And we have this at $1 million and going to workforce development,
And it's coming from,
BPD lease purchases.
thank you, and cultural events fund.
We have this at 21,000. Department that we're decreasing is TSE, emergency employees, and going to ONS.
Thank you. Pre-development support for RFPs.
$750,000, decreasing BPD lease purchases by $450,000, and then decreasing auditing contractor services by $300,000 into MOH, but if we could get it to BHA, that'll be ideal.
Okay.
Oh, no, sorry. Pre-development costs for RFPs, I was reading the wrong line item. That's MOH for sure.
MOH for sure, $750,000, and then I got BPD lease purchase and auditing contractor services.
Yes.
Okay. Men's mental health initiative.
Men's mental health initiative, we have at 250,000 BPD lease purchases, and that's going to BPHC slash SSYI.
Maternal medical devices.
300,000 going to women's advancement, and then that's BPD lease purchases.
Earlier, sorry, 300,000, but you mentioned half of that to go into contractor for grants, correct?
Right.
Okay. And civic organizing tech assistance for civic associations, and that you covered.
Yep.
Boston High School study,
That's a capital request.
and can you, oh, I see. Just highlighting it, separating it from. Happy to put it on record for you. And do you have any others?
And I think that we covered, did we get the home ownership voucher?
No,
200,000?
no.
Yep, so home ownership voucher, 200,000. The departments that we're decreasing is BPD food supplies, 5,000 from treasury repairs to equipment, and then 20,000 from auditing communication. And then 40,000 from auditing office supplies. And I could also email this over as well.
Okay, thank you. No, I keep looking behind you.
Okay.
Because Karishma is typing with me here.
Got it.
Thank you. Any others?
Transportation, cultural events. And that looks to be all. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Councilor Lara? Morning.
Good morning, Madam Chair.
Let me go to your list. Happy to take your list. I'm asking everyone to talk through it.
Okay.
From the program idea to the amount, where it's going, whether it's personnel, contractor, equipment, whatever, and where it's coming from and exactly what line item it's coming from.
What about for multiple line items if there's an amount that's coming from multiple places?
Just list them out for us, and we will break it down here. If it's already here, I'll just confirm I have it, that's correct, or we're editing and adjusting whatever you're adding here.
Great. The first one is for participatory budgeting. And it is an increase of $3.582314 million going to special appropriations.
Karishma, can you correct that number? We have a different number.
You probably have 5, but we didn't, 5 million. But when we were looking at the funding sources, what we could find was for the 3.5 million, so we just lowered the number. There are two changes since we've submitted. It's this one and the Franklin Park
Okay.
action plan implementation number.
I'm waiting for the list of the source.
Great. Human resources, just the department or the
The whole thing.
permanent employees, human resources, permanent employee law department, permanent employee library department, permanent employee parking clerk, lease purchase and debt for public works, permanent employee fire department, contracted services for labor relations, utilities, library department, contract services, human services, land and non-structural parks and rec, and waste removal for parks and recs.
Can you give me the amount with those departments?
I shared this spreadsheet. I can share it with you as well. That has all of it. Is all of this written down so you can see it.
Okay.
Yeah.
1 second. I'm refreshing it because it's not same as what you're saying. So participatory budgeting, I do have 3.6 and so on to, and then I have a list of that. And then I have, and that's, okay, that's mental health, that's something separate. But you mentioned a different number. Can you update the number that she's given? It's not updated still. So can you give me the total amount again, Councilor?
The increase is $3 million, $582,314.
Thank you. And I guess I'm going to have to get the reductions because I think it's going to impact the reductions as well.
Yeah, so the document that I just shared has the updated funding sources.
Oh, with,
Yes, I shared so it has the policy issue, the department that it's going to, the line item, the type of request, a narrative, the amount increase, and a list of all of the funding sources.
for the sake of a transparent conversation in the interest of participatory budgeting, I'm asking for all councilors to talk through their amendments.
Oh, yeah, I can do it. I just wanted you to have what I'm looking at because
have-
some things have changed.
Thank you. I refreshed. It took a little time for me to get it. I have it up now.
Great. So the next one is on line 5, and this is for contractual. We have all heard advocacy for a grant line item for an LGBTQ virtual senior center. Obviously, we cannot, depending on how much it is, the RFP has to go out publicly. The contracted services are for $150,000, and it would be going to Age Strong. And the funding source would be contracted services, $150,000 from Do It. Next up, we have the alternative mental health response, which would be going to the Boston Public Health Commission. And this is to fund a program director, program manager, 6 dispatchers, 15 community responders, 2 social workers, administrative coordinator, a community organizer, an external evaluation, interpretation, and translation services. This amount, the $2.6 million, is reflective of implementing the plan that was partially funded by the administration before. So this is what it would cost to fully implement the 64-page plan that was put forth by the group and the Boston Public Health Commission. It would hire staffing, and it's $2.6 million, $1,018,000 is coming from contracted from the BPD, $582,000 from lease purchase, and $1 million from permanent employees.
This amendment has been suggested already on the floor by a couple of councilors, myself and Mejia and Lujan. Just wondering, there's a difference in where it's coming from, and there are differences in terms of where it's going as well in order to execute services. Because BPHC being a quasi-agency, we cannot necessarily make these amendments in this way. We can increase or decrease. So I think we should have a conversation about like what it should look like in terms of consolidating all the counselors that are on the same page.
Yeah, from my conversation with the advocates, I was under the impression that other people would also make it. And so as long as we get to the $2.6 million, I think the funding sources that were suggested by the collective can be melded or changed.
Absolutely. The only difference is, I think, where it's suggested to go.
Yes, which I think that might require some conversation with the administration in terms of like where line item, like with BPHC, I mean like where does it live? Where does it live currently? Because it was funded last year. So
Right. Okay. Next.
great. Line item 7 is an LGBTQ housing fund, and it would go to the Mayor's Office of LGBTQ Advancement. It would be for a grant fund in the amount of $880,000, and this grant fund would be for organizations who are working to house LGBTQ people, whether it be LGBTQ young people or LGBTQ seniors. This is similar to the Returning Citizens Fund, which offers grants to nonprofit organizations that are providing reentry services and programs for Boston's returning citizens. This grant fund is currently in the Office of Returning Citizen, and that fund totals $1 million. We're asking for a bit less, and it would be grant funding, and that would be coming from contractor services for housing and equity, lease purchase for public works, telecommunications, public works, permanent employees, parking clerk, permanent employees, Office of Equity, permanent employees, ISD, waste removal, fire department, and permanent employees, consumers affairs and licensing. Next one is BPHC asthma prevention. I held a hearing that was co-sponsored by the chair, particularly having a conversation about how we were responding to asthma triggers in housing. And so this is a budget amendment that is reflective of the conversation that we had during that hearing, which would add 2 FTEs in the asthma prevention and healthy homes program. I would have more conversation with BPHC about what they think those 2 FTEs could be used for. But as you know, we don't have that executive power to kind of tell them what to use the FTEs for. But based on our hearing, there's a lot of support that is needed for the asthma prevention and healthy homes program at BPHC to really make sure that we're responding to these. $100,000 of that would be coming from emergency employees, BCYF, and $50,000 from property management department equipment specifically. The next one is a part of the Beyond Pride policy platform that my office has been implementing for the past year, and it's ultimately used to protect cultural spaces for queer folks in the city. It would go to arts and cultural planning, to contractual. So currently the City of Boston has the SPACE program, which is funds organizations that businesses specifically with vacant storefronts, and it helps businesses expand storefront spaces by subsidizing costs associated with operating expenses. This specific amendment requires more conversation with the administration because it's ultimately to increase the amount of space program funding to fund an additional 10 organizations. But I think that based on what I've read, and I'm not sure if this is true, it might be wrong, the way that it's described here is that it's only meant for small businesses, and so it would require an expansion of who is eligible for a space grant so that people who either own or run spaces, cultural community spaces that are at risk would also have access to this so that they're able to purchase and stabilize their location. So that might happen depending on how we end up with the redefining of the space grant. And that would be from permanent employees, intergovernmental relations, permanent employees, human resources, permanent employees, labor relations, utilities, library, utilities, public works department, permanent employees, EOI, and permanent employees for the assessing department. Next up is another one that has changed since we've submitted. This is the Franklin Park Plan implementation. That number has gone down for a number of reasons, but mostly that we can't fund the entire thing beginning to end. There's a lot of planning. I put in a call to Chief Whitehammond today to check in about this, and it's $1.5 million ultimately, and it would fund the implementation of the Franklin Park Plan. And this is a request that I've been working on with the Franklin Park Coalition and their board of directors. Let's see. And it would be 1.136,250 for lease purchase from the police department and 370,000 contracted from BPD. And 2 more, Office of Women Advancement for maternal health programming. This would be funding to establish maternal health programming across the city through the Office of Women's Advancement. It would fund for contractual services, telecommunications, and other office supplies. That's what they have there, but it would be 2 FTEs. That is where the line items would go to. And this is also something that might be up for discussion because initially the idea was that it would go to contractual services so that it could be grants that could be given out to organizations that are already doing Black maternal health, education, but the way that I've written it here is also that it would create an opportunity for the Office of Women's Advancement to also have their own programming and have support for staffing that they need there. And that is coming from, 500,000 is coming from human resources, transportation, and travel. And then the last one is family daycare funding. This is for the Office of Early Childhood. It would be an additional FTE it would ultimately manage and expand outreach, language, and communications access to childcare entrepreneur fund that the city currently has. It's $80,000, and it would come from permanent employees from the law department. And I think the total is $11 million.
Thank you, Council Lara, for your very well thought out and broken down. I have no questions for you other than, it's very thorough, thank you. Other than there are a couple of duplicates, and we're all on the mental health for sure.
Yep.
We're all on the same page, which is great. The Office of Women Advancement Maternal Health Programming, this was originated by Councilor Worrell. So I think it's sort of me figuring out these reductions and how we're breaking it down. The amounts look about the same.
Okay.
Actually exactly the same for some reason, 500,000. And the way you have it broken down into the 2 FTEs and personnel, contractor services, telecommunications, and equipment, whereas Councilor Worrell suggesting equipment and personnel. So the contractual services and the telecommunications makes a lot of sense as well. So maybe it's increasing it to include your
Both, yeah.
extra parts as well.
Yeah, I think that would be fine. I think the contractual line, telecommunications, I think is the one that I would be flexible on, but I think the contractual line, Boston is about to open its first freestanding birth center that is ran by a Black woman, and there's a lot of conversations that are happening around Black maternal health, and so I want the Office of Women's Advancement to have the opportunity to use the contractual line item to support some of that work that's happening outside of the city.
Yeah, great minds think alike. Thank you. It's an amazing idea. I support it. And family care funding, that's something that I think Julia was also proposing. But I don't think it was an FTE, but she was just basically saying access for, language access for people. Yep. And in this way, in how you've broken down, I think she'll be happy to jump on. That's it. I'd like to thank you all for coming in and giving me your breakdowns. I will be putting together the report. I will not be rejecting or anyone's proposal. I will put everything on the floor. The only thing will be that I will get back to you in terms of input about where it's coming from, the source, if it makes more sense. If there are duplicates already, for example, if we're going too hard in one line item, I'll say, hey, that's already taken this much hit. I'm making a suggestion for something else. And you guys can obviously, my office, my door is open. Let me know. But it will be fully transparent. It will be the entire thing that everyone's proposed. If you have anything left, you have till Friday. And this time I mean it, because I really do have to start putting together the report. So Friday for sure. And yeah, I'm here. Give me a call or whatever you need. Thank you so much for attending, and our working session is adjourned.